Welcome back to Ep.34. On today's episode of Sports and Quotes, we go over the Fiesta Bowl, the college football semifinals, Ohio State versus Clemson. Let's get into it. Now, this is how a playoff game is supposed to be played. Two good defenses and two explosive offensive going head-to-head. Two good programs. And I did pick Ohio State to win this game in the beginning. It was a defensive game all the way down to the wire. Clemson had no running game. Trevor Lawrence, he did complete 18 passes of his 33 for 259 yards with 2 touchdown passes. And it was ugly for Clemson in the first half when Ohio State went up 16-0. Clemson finally got settled in and scored 2 quick touchdowns right before the half, one being Trevor Lawrence's 67-yard rushing touchdown. Clemson gained momentum going into halftime. And at the half, I tweeted out, Clemson has the momentum going into the half. What adjustments will both teams make going forward? Can the Ohio State offense continue to make plays? When Ohio State finally regained the lead and made the score 22-21, why didn't they just go for 2 and make the score 21-24? That way, Clemson would at least have to kick a field goal to tie the game. They had already made a gutsy call on 4th down to go for it instead of kicking a field goal, which resulted in a touchdown. Penalties also killed Ohio State on offense. A false start here and a false start there. And they had a questionable call that was really a fumble. Justin Ross, he dropped that pass. That was a football move. He caught the ball, took 3 or 4 steps, and the ball came out without him even touching the ground. But after further review, the referees recalled it back and made it an incomplete pass. On the final drive of the game, Ohio State driving down the field. They get the ball back with 1 minute and 41 seconds with 2 timeouts. They make a couple plays, but they continue to go out of bounds, stopping the clock. And I'm like, well, if Ohio State scores, Clemson get the ball back with plenty of time left on the clock, and they still had 1 timeout. On the final play of the game, Justin Fields and the receiver, they had a misunderstanding, which led to the interception. But if he would have checked down, he would have seen that J.K. Dobbins was wide open in the flat, and they could have lived for at least for another down. Justin Fields, he was already limited due to his leg injury because it was a couple of plays he could have took off, but he just stayed in the pocket. Sometimes he took a sack, and sometimes he just got the ball off. But he did complete 30 of his 46 passes for 320 yards, 1 touchdown. He only threw 1 interception all season, but in the big game, he threw 2 interceptions. J.K. Dobbins turned into beast mode, rushing 18 times for 174 yards with 1 touchdown. Clemson wins the game 29-23, advancing to their second back-to-back national championship. They go on to face LSU, and Dabo Swinney has a tough test in front of him. What kind of game plans will he have in place for LSU's unstoppable offense? Nobody's been able to test LSU or stop them all season. That's all I have today for sports. Today's quote is, strive for progress, not perfection.